Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. How's everybody today? It's Saturday morning again, and this is Auntie Ya or Ya for that Tobra welcoming you to Auntie Ya's Book Corner. Before we start, I have an owie. Yeah, I cut myself when I was leaving the bathroom. I don't know even what. My hand clipped something, and before I knew it, was just bleeding and bleeding. I had to bring it under control so that I could be here. My co host, Sister Yabuatma Boating Russell will be on a little later. So we're expecting her. Hopefully, she's able to make it. But before we go on, usually I go and share to groups, and then Ya takes you, has her chat with you till we're able to start. So give me a second here. I'm going to find some information. I hope your week was good. Wow, October is also just running along, isn't it? So yeah, here we are. Let's see. This is Auntie Ya's Book Corner, and we have a variety of programs that will inspire, motivate you, and push you to go out there and do what you have to do. On Saturdays, we have our Facebook Lives, which is now. During the week, you see videos on this platform, beauty lessons with your favorite auntie, based on my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And then there's the Own It with your own ornithologist and Queen of Own It. That's based on my book Own It, which is a Amazon best-selling book. So I'm an Amazon international best-selling author. As well, we have Auntie Yaa'S Nuggets. I share nuggets, to do with daily living. It could be about courage, boundaries, anger, what have you. The fifth program is Pearls of Wisdom. It's from the Bible. It's a passage. The video is usually about 8 to 16 or 15 minutes long. A passage from the Bible. I talk about it and how it applies to our daily life. Tomorrow, for example, there'll be something on familiarity. We've all heard the term familiarity breeds contempt. Yes, Jesus was not accepted in his own home country. So, we run into those situations. So tomorrow's video will be about that. The sixth program is A Word with You, which is also a shorter version. I take a Bible verse and I talk about it less than a minute. Last but not the least, Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy. So we provide book coaching and publishing services. There's people who have stories that they want to tell, but they are too busy. Maybe courage. They don't have the courage to push. Oh, they say, I wish I could do this. But do you really believe that wishing, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride, right? Do you really believe that you can do everything by yourself? There's sometimes that you just need to source things out to people or be able to pay somebody to do what you can do. So we are here and we can do that for you. As well, there's life coaching. Many of us may have different issues. We don't have confidence. This life, you only live it once and you have to be doing it well and properly. So if there's any areas that you think you feel you are shortcoming in those particular areas, we could help you with it. There's also women empowerment. A lot of us women, we're so busy. Women are nurturers. We're taking care of our kids, taking care of husbands, doing everything else, but we forget ourselves. What is it that you want to do for yourself? We can help you in that area too. So these are the programs that we have on this platform. So watch out next week. And so with that, I'm going to go and share to groups and then we'll come back and tell you what we're talking about today. All right. Let's see here. Let's share. I'm trying to share. Oh, what is going on? It's not showing up on my wall. Okay, let me go to Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. There's always something going on with this. Last 2 weeks, we couldn't. StreamYard gave us a message that they were not able to stream to my wall, so we should check and make sure. So I saw the notification though, so I'm assuming okay, it's on the page, but it's not on my wall. I'll just copy the link over there. Technology and how to navigate it. All right, let's do this. I've told you I can't talk and share, so it's going to be quiet for a little bit while I do this. This is weird. See, it's on here now, but it's not allowing me to. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just put it here. I don't know, there seems to be a delay. It was on my page, but not on my wall. And then the one I'm seeing does not have the share, so I'll do what. Okay. It's very quiet. This is when you're in a meeting at work and nobody is talking, then you see that abrofono prepare to fill the silence. There's beauty in silence. Sometimes you just have to be quiet. Who do we have here? Oh, hello, Bishop Ganza. Welcome, welcome. Hey, walking the talk. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Your program yesterday was very insightful, very it was on point. I was listening quietly in the background and not making any noise. So let's start. Okay, here we go. Today we are talking about boundaries. Yes, in life, we're human beings and we're all interconnected. So in our relationships, we need to have boundaries. And when I say boundaries, I start laughing because I know that the community that we come from, we don't tend to have a lot of boundaries. And if you put in place boundaries, people look at you and say, oh, or to say, but there's boundaries are needed because you're a human being, you need to be respected and you need to respect other people. So when I say boundaries, what do I mean? It's a limit you can set on what you will accept of another person's words or actions. So if say Bishop Ganza says something mean to me and I don't like it, you don't put it inside you and say, oh, it doesn't matter, it's okay, he didn't mean it. A lot of times to our people, when you confront them or call them out on such behavior, they attack you and say, oh, but I was just joking, why are you taking it so seriously? Well, you shouldn't have said it in the first place, right? So yeah, when we say boundaries, boundaries can be material, like what you feel comfortable lending, like you have limits on your time, favor, or services, right? Many a time I've given this example on this platform on other lives that when I've been talking about people bettering themselves and say Saturday you have a day off and you have a list of things planned that you need to do. And then your friend comes, oh, I'm going to go shop here. There's a deal here. Can you come with me? Because you're a timid person, you feel you are into people pleasing. Maybe you don't even really know who you are. We accept certain things, right? In our language, they say you're funny matra, so anything goes. So we don't even stop to think that this is not a good use of your time, and it's okay to tell the person that I have some things planned. I'm sorry, I'm not able to go with you. Maybe another time. But because you are so afraid of upsetting people, you won't speak up for yourself. So your time is valuable. I remember at one of the churches that we were at, would go to meetings. They said, oh, 4 o'clock, come for men and women's meeting or whatever, leaders meeting. You get there and people are not there. And I have this relative who always used to say, my time is valuable. When we say this time, we should be there. But a lot of us from our community, we don't understand the concept of time, and we take people for granted too, right? So then again, if you tell somebody, for example, don't damage my belongings, I've given you this, you give something to somebody, and then it's wrecked, but they don't even come and tell you it's wrecked, or they bring it back and they don't tell you. And when you call them out on it, there's a problem. Yeah. The other example that I wanted to give, same church. So we say church starts at 10:30, but we go before then and we are doing Bible studies. After Bible studies, they look around and they say, oh, a lot of people haven't come. So the 10:30, it always shifts. It can be 10:45, it can be 11. But why don't we place value on the people who woke up early enough to come to church? It's always, oh, let's wait for the others. That is called enabling, because you don't stop them. Look, if somebody wants to come and listen to the word of God, they better come early. If they don't come early, they've missed the show. And that's all there is to it. When compare and contrast, now, like Abrofwa, sorry, it's a mixed thing. Last Tuesday, I was at a class. We have this class on Tuesdays. And so in the beginning, we chit chat a bit. And then the host or the leader said, well, we should start. And then one lady said, well, people know what time they start, so they should be here. And everybody was all in agreement. And so I whispered to my friend who's from our neighbor, our sister, she's from Nigeria. And I said, this is a different concept, isn't it? I said, if it was in our churches, we would be waiting for people to show up. And we started laughing. So that's an explanation of what a material boundary is. There's also physical boundaries. That's in your personal space. If you're talking to me right now, you come close up, I'll put my hand out and say, move, so you don't crowd people. You don't, if you want to chat with somebody, stand at a respectable distance. These are all social etiquettes that we need to observe, but we may not be aware, right? And so you have to allow who can touch you, how they touch you, where they touch you, when they can touch you. And then there's also sexual boundaries related to this. I know that a lot of men, this behavior goes for them, like the way the society is and the way that we tend to view women. So we tend to take it everywhere. And I'll say this in Many they get into trouble for these reasons. Yes, because they are used to say taking a man for granted. Oh, no, you don't do that. If you go and do that, somebody will file a harassment charge against you at your workplace. So we need to be respectful. Yeah. Like if people, if you don't want to be touched, I said, don't touch me. Don't come and just because you're talking to me, then you put your hand around my waist. I don't know you. Be respectful, because I wouldn't come and say, hey, this and that. It depends on the relationship that you have with the person. But even if you're as free with the person as whatever, don't give impressions that will lead people on. Yes. As well, there's mental boundaries, your thoughts, your values, your opinions, and your beliefs. So if you are not respectful of somebody's mental boundaries, you try to persuade them. This happens a lot because I know that our men, they like to argue. So when you go into any social setting, they'll be standing there talking, arguing, and shouting. So when you don't respect somebody's mental boundaries, you try to persuade the other person, it can turn into a shouting match, or intimidation. And that's where boundaries have been crossed. I said that this is my opinion and I'm sticking with it. You stick to your opinion. Let's agree to disagree, but don't force me. Don't force your opinion down my throat. Yes. As well, we have emotional boundaries. You need to be able to learn how to separate your feelings from other people's feelings. If you are so meshed, you're in a relation, for example, you're so meshed with a person, when they're feeling bad and you think it's your fault. Oh, you're trying to pacify people. No, just say, well, they have a situation they are dealing with. They've chosen not to talk to me about it right now, but they're in this foul mood. Either you separate yourself, go do something else, go to another room, get out of the situation. If they come back later and they wish to talk, they can talk, right? But if they don't, you leave it alone. Don't put it on yourself that, oh, it's me. What did I do? No. So we'll go to the next area. Is it necessary to set boundaries? Is the question. Yeah, boundaries, they serve as limits, telling others how we want to be treated and what we are each responsible for. So, this is what happens when we don't set boundaries. The question is it necessary to set boundaries? When you don't set them, this is what happens. You say yes to things that you do not really want to do. And so, because they don't match your values or your priorities. But remember, I spoke earlier about that person, that friend who's a people pleaser. So the person says, oh, let's go do this, and she can't say no. A lot of people who don't set boundaries, they get taken advantage of. Oh, they'll do this. It happens to, especially in church. Oh, they are responsible for that. They will do it. Yes. Oh, there's people who kill themselves for people, but when they are in need, nobody is around to help them. And then they get bitter. But we will not put it on all those people. We won't put all the blame on all those people who were using you. You need to be responsible for you. As I say, what do you call it? I'll show you this. This is my fourth book, Own It. It's a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. You are responsible. If you can't do it, say no. I can't do it today. Maybe another time. Oh, I was free yesterday. I had some time yesterday. If you had asked yesterday, I would have been able to help you, but not today. So learn to say no. And then also, you don't recognize abuse because you're not speaking up. People abuse you. Your spouse or your partner could be abusing you because you don't set boundaries. And they know this, so they'll use you and use you and use you. Oh, you said, where do we get it? Can you clarify? Maybe it's something I said earlier. I just now saw the comment. So just clarify what you mean. Where do we get it? Is it the behaviors that you're talking about? Also, we were talking about the consequences of not setting boundaries. Well, you become passive, right? Because you're not asserting yourself, you're not speaking up. So, for fear of being rejected, you are so afraid of being rejected. Yes, due to fear of, like you're an approval seeker. I remember yesterday, I think, okay. Where are you? Are you in the diaspora or you're in Ghana? If you're in the diaspora, then you can get it on Amazon. So, what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so the fear of you're not asserting yourself, right? So people will take you for granted. Basically, that's what that is. You need to be able to say no and feel comfortable with it. I remember yesterday I was watching this gentleman walking the talk. Oh, okay, you are in the USA, so it should be easy. It's on Amazon. And let me see. I'll just take this comment off. And the title is Own It, but I'll take the banner off so I'll take the comment off so you can see. Let me take this off. So this is the name, Yafoda Tobra. You can find it under that name. Yeah. Yeah, so Walking the Talk was talking about people being afraid of silence, of being by themselves. I started laughing when he said that. I said, yep, I know, because I've become so comfortable being by myself. You have to learn to know who you are. And it's okay. Don't be fearful of being left alone. I remember one time a couple had come to see me. I think it was my old pastor and his wife, and my daughters had gone out some Sunday evening. She goes, oh, is it only you in this big place? And to me, I just laughed, but I thought, it's normal. I'm used to it. It's like when they are around, yeah, there's noise, you're fine. But when they go out, I'm good. And even especially on Fridays, I thank you for your support, Walking the Talk. On Fridays, everybody is gone. My husband leaves earlier for work, so say up from about 10, 10:30, 11ish, up to 5 or something when people start coming home from work, I'm here all by myself and I'm good with it. So these are some of the things that if you know yourself, you own your own space, nobody will come and take advantage of you or disrespect you because we are so, I don't know what term to use. So let me just say loose. We are so loose with how we treat each other with time, taking people for granted. When you find people who are principled, they live by their values, they won't accept people crossing their boundaries, then they are told that, oh, they are snob, oh, don't mind that person, they are snobbish, they are this, they are that. But if you don't set boundaries, it even affects you how you are able to accomplish your goals. Because if you're always going to run around after your friends, are chasing after your friends and following them around, you're wasting time. We're in October right now. Today is October 22nd. Didn't we just start October the other day? I remember the 1st of October because it was my grandson's birthday. Today is 22nd. What have you done? What have you accomplished? The year is coming to an end. My friend Ajuodo is not on. She keeps teasing me and saying that we are waiting for the fourth book. And yesterday she was texting me something. She says, I forget what she said. And it got me thinking, I'm like, you know what? Hang on a minute. I've been so busy with other things that I'm not really paying too much attention to writing. I pull up my script, my document in Word and type. And then I sit back and I say, hang on, before COVID, when I was writing all these books, I used to take notebooks to work. And when I have an idea on my breaks, I'll be writing it down. And then I come back and type it. Do you know what my sister, what she did for me yesterday? I said, oh, well, I am working on another book. There's a few of them, but this particular one I'm working on right now. I said, I'm going to go copy the rest of the titles that I have to do, mail it to I'm going to copy it, mail it to myself, put it in my memo so that I have it at hand. And I have a lot of notebooks around. So there's one notebook that I've earmarked. I'm going to write those things in there. Like what I'm saying is that instead of sitting and waiting, working on other things, oh, maybe every 2 weeks you go and type a little. Now I'm going to make it part of my daily routine so that it will get written that quicker. These are some of the lessons that we learn in life. So if you are open and you are alert and you are awakened, you pick up these moments. Yes. The other thing, we were talking about the consequences of not accepting. Oh, this is not working. Is it necessary to set boundaries? Well, if you don't set boundaries, people who don't set boundaries, they accept blame for things they could or couldn't control. If something happened and it's a bad thing, it's not your fault. But they pick it up. If something is happening, oh, was it something I did? You see those people around. Oh, was it me? Did I said, it's got nothing to do with you. Don't apologize for it. You didn't do anything, So don't go around forcing yourself to apologize or be pleading on things that had nothing to do with you just because you are there, right? This kind of not setting boundaries, it makes you prone to I don't know, a victim mentality. Everything is you did it, you did something wrong. Don't buy into that. It's so wrong. And also, if you don't set boundaries, you are disrespected. You're not taken seriously by others. And I'll tell you that our community, I'm sorry, but let's put it out there. We are very, very good at that. Give me a minute. I have to send a link to. I have to send a link to somebody. So yeah, this whole area of boundaries, even there's boundaries, there should be boundaries between, even as a couple, you have a healthy relationship, but there should be boundaries. There should be boundaries between siblings, boundaries between what do you call it? Parents. Sometimes parents refuse to accept your boundaries, but you have to make them accept it. Okay, sorry about that. Let me see. Walking the talk that enablers are always at fault, even if it's not their fault. Thank you. This is the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is it okay? Oh, please. And the people who most love enablers, they are narcissists. They're narcissist people. They'll use you and drain you. I won't get into it now. Okay, so let's talk a little about the benefits of setting boundaries. So, when you set healthy boundaries, it gives you a sense of control over your emotions, your physical space, and all that. You have a positive sense of independence because I've told them this is what I'll take, this is what I won't take. If I tell you I have a meeting with you at 10 and you don't tell me you are not able to make it, and then I'm waiting around for you, the most that I can give you is 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe that's even too much. And then I go on to the next thing. Next thing you know, hours later, the person is coming. Oh, this happened, so I couldn't come, and this and that. So can we meet now? No, that time is over. You should have been respectful enough to say, I'm not able to make it. I don't know if it's our background or our training, but it's almost as if the timidity, we're afraid because respect has been so much instilled into us that, and we were not allowed to voice our opinion. So everything we swallow it, and we feel fearful that, oh, if I go and say it, I'll get into a problem. But you see, this kind of not owning your stuff, not speaking out, it leads to all kinds of toxicity, because then instead of addressing the issue head on, you go around talking to people, gossiping, undermining, doing all kinds of things when you could have solved the problem by saying it off, like just going straight ahead to the point and telling the person, this is what's going on, let's talk about it. We need to do better. Also, the benefits is that it helps you separate your thoughts, feelings, and needs from those of others. I'm not responsible for you. Somebody will come to you and say, oh, you did this, you did that, you did that. And they always want to keep blaming you. And you explain yourself and say, well, this is how I look at it. This is not what I meant, but you choose to see it that particular way. I'll give you a scenario. There's somebody who was putting something on their status, and then another person will come along and say, oh, that person is referring to them because they got that information about that other person B, from person C over here. So the A talked to C. That's why they are posting that. And no matter how you explain it to that other they didn't get it. And finally, when they got it, you thought, oh, they had got it. Then months later, they make a statement which which leads you to the conclusion that, oh, they are still blaming that other person, even though you explained the situation and thought you had it resolved. There are people who will never accept anybody's point of view, and that's who they are. So you need to be able to say, this is what I mean. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, it's my final answer, and I'm sticking with it. Also, benefits of setting boundaries: you don't feel guilty or responsible for the happiness of others. There's people who have made it their life mission to make everybody happy in life, but they are not happy. Are you breathing for them is the question that I want to ask. You don't breathe for them. They breathe on their own, so they are responsible for their issues. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. No, not at all. Don't buy into it. Yeah. So, carrying on. You enrich your relationships when you set boundaries, yes, because you're free of resentment and insecurity. You feel strong, secure, and independent. It is a must. Look, right now in my life, I say, whatever you think about me, if it is negative, that is your business. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I know who I am. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, but I'm dealing with you on a level playing field. I'm honest, open, transparent, and you choose to still see problems or be suspicious of me and you go around saying things to people. That's not my issue. It's your problem. Sometimes we can't handle seeing people who know who they are, who are confident and won't put up with people's garbage. Yes, a lot of people expect us to put up with them and especially in relationships, our community. Oh, as for the men, they are this, they are that. Oh, put up with it, put up with it. No, put up with it, put up with it. Health issues, stress, what have you. Is that what life is all about? No. So yes, we've said a lot right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do some commercials. Oops. And then we can put this off. Let's see. Who shall I start with? So my co-host, Yaa'S Russell, she's not on yet. She had said she'll try and come on, so we are still waiting to see if she will. She does health and wellness. Her name is Yaa'S Russell. Please look for her on YouTube. She gives a lot of tips, health tips, different diets, things that you can do that are of benefit to your health. And she has some products too, like virgin products that she deals with. So it's a whole lot that she does. And she's been co-hosting with me since 2020 when my first book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul, came out. So please do that. And then the next person, we have other ladies too who do programs. We have Sister Ajuodo. Okay, she does Abrabo Munsem on Fridays, 6:30 Eastern time. It's 4:30 Mountain Standard my time. And so she talks about a lot of things. Yesterday she was discussing domestic violence. Yes. And on Saturdays, she does marriage talks with Reverend Samuel Okoso from Ghana. Reverend Samuel is a very experienced, very knowledgeable, and humble man of God, and he has a lot of insight on the different topics that they treat. I believe the time has changed, so from today it will be at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is 1:30 Mountain Standard Time, my time. So just do the calculation for wherever you are and join that program. As well, there's the Dreamers and Visionaries Life Coaching. That's a free coaching program run by Pastor Patience Edwards. It comes on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. But from tomorrow, there'll be a program, Life Transformers, and it's that at the times that I've mentioned, 3 p.m. So watch out for it. There will be a poster coming on. It's a collaboration of us, 4 people, and we're coming to talk about different topics that the community will benefit from. Also, there's Miss Sage. She does Sage's Share. She has a variety of products. Ajuodo really patronizes. We, the Canadians, we don't have access to her products yet, but she has these T-shirts. Some of it have the map of Ghana, map of Africa, different items, bangles, and please patronize it. We do have our sister Aisha Anka. Aisha does not have a platform, but Aisha is very supportive of all the platforms around us. She's always comes on, and if you are dealing with a particular topic, she'll even find information, put it in the chat for you just to help your program. And so she does Avon and Juice Plus. She lives in Britain, so if you are in Britain, please contact her and patronize her programs. We have Sister Sika Educates, who's in Calgary, three miles south of me in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And she also does a very insightful, knowledgeable program. So patronize these people. There's Sister Womrekwa. She's lunchtime talks. She usually comes on Friday, but I think she's taken up a little of a break. Sometimes she brings people from different personalities from Ghana around to come and talk and educate us all. So with Pastor Patience also, she's a tap send rep. Her code is Lady P. So if you want to send something, contact her. I believe you get this $15 in addition to the money that you are sending if you use that code. She's also a health advocate, health personnel who talks about redox. Redox is a health product that helps redox signaling molecules, it's called. I take it myself, and there's lots of testimonies of people who have gotten healed from different sicknesses from taking that product. Pastor P also does a lot of programs on her platform. Her name is Patience O. Edwards. So contact her, follow her, and be part of those programs. She talks about a lot of things. She's been discussing sciatica, nerves, controlling weight, different insights. There's so many programs. I work during the day, so a lot of times when she comes on, I can't go watch it. So I think I have a backlog, but do make the effort and patronize these programs. Oh, hello, Sister Ajua, you are here. Let me see. I sent you a message, so please check your WhatsApp. I left you a voice note, please. So let's continue then. I think I've got everybody that I have to. Oh, yes. I forgot myself. All right. So, as I said before, we do a variety of programs on this platform. Today is the Saturday live. And then we have the Pearls of Wisdom, which is on the Word of God. It's 5 to 15 minutes long. And then there's a word for you also from the Bible, less than a minute long of videos. So every day there's something that comes out on this platform. Okay. And then there's Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy. We provide book coaching and publishing services. We do live coaching and we do women empowerment. We read a lot of biographies and we are so enthralled, right? And so happy. And then we think that our story is peanuts. We minimize it. But do you know who would stand to benefit from hearing your story? If you need help writing that story, contact us. We're here to help and support you. So, and then there's the beauty lessons. Those are the clips from this book. This is my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. You can find it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. This here is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. It's a devotional. It's also on Barnes and Nobles and Amazon. And this is the first book, Reflections for My Thirsty Soul. You'll find it on Freezing Press, Innovi Books, and on Amazon. Okay. So yeah, basically these are the programs. Watch out for the videos next week. Adra, I was talking about you earlier. Hello, is this Pastor P? All right. So Sister Ya'a Russell, my co-host, has said that she would be on. She might be 30 minutes late, but she's still not on. So I will continue. I think I've really gone, I've gone through so fast today. We've been talking about boundaries, why we have to set boundaries. Is it necessary to set boundaries? And then now we are talking of the benefits of setting boundaries. I took a break to do the promos and commercials. So, excuse me. Yes. So we're doing the benefits of setting boundaries. And so I said that it enriches your relationships because you've set the boundary. So you are sitting around, you're free of resentment and insecurity. You're not bothered by what people do or say. This is your boundary. You've written it in the sun. It's like you've arranged with a bunch of friends to go out and you've agreed that you are leaving at 2. At 10 to 2, one person calls and says, oh, and you're all going together. That was the arrangement. So I'm going to be late, so I can't make it at such and such a time. And then one of you goes, well, if she's not going to be able to make it, I have something else planned at this time. I'm not going to be able to keep this commitment then. And the rest of you get mad and upset that, oh, why is she like that? Then the person's just, or check her credit. That's what they'll be saying to you. But that is your boundary. Yeah, you stick by it and you don't let people influence you. Look, in life, we're all trying to get to a place. Those who are awakened enough to know that They have goals that they need to meet. And so time is precious, and how you organize yourself to achieve those goals. Time is the biggest one. Yes. Sister Jo, I was saying that yesterday you wrote something to me about you're waiting for the fifth one. And I said I've become lazy about writing. So it pushed me to go think about how I used to write those books when I was working before COVID. Right now, if I feel like it, I turn on my computer, I type a little bit. But I said, no, I'm going to copy the rest of the subtitles, have it on my memo on my phone, get a notebook, and be writing. Because that's what I used to do. I'd write it out. I do better when I write it out and type it later. That's not hard for me. But if I have to open up, look at the computer and be writing, then you never get to it. So I need to get back to the notebook method. So that's what your message did for me. Yeah, so thank you. I'm getting back on track with writing. So, and then when you set boundaries, you have a strong sense of your own identity, because without boundaries, you lose yourself. So if you are true to yourself, but you are not trying to please others, a lot of people pleasers do not have boundaries. That's why people take advantage of them. And it's very difficult to say no. But when you start small, take small steps, you will get there. And also the thing is, you need to make your needs as important as those of others. There's something that I've learned recently, and a lot of my cohorts or lady friends who also do programs emphasize that a lot. Self-care, self-love. You see, in our community, the way that we were brought up, yes, we have good values, but some of the values we have done a disservice to us. We give away the farm and we don't leave anything for ourselves. People do unto others, do unto others, do unto others. That's how we understand it. Do for everybody before yourself. But the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. You need to take care of you. It's okay to be selfish that way and identify that this is who I am. These are my boundaries. Look, a boundary, for example, if I've told you that, hey, don't call me after don't call me before noon, or call me before 10 or something, unless it's an emergency. They'll say, oh, or trena. But it is not that. Like me right now, if you're going to call me between, what do you call it? I wake up at 8 my time, and this live is at 9:30. So if you're going to call me between 8 and 9:30, you're not going to get a response. Like, I can't engage. And, like, I know I had a friend call me this morning, and I go, oh. So when they explained, I said, oh, I said, oh, I was in the shower. I was getting ready for a live. So she understood. This was my schoolmate, uni mate. She was excited to tell me about that she's reading On It, and it's really doing something for her. And I thought, oh, wow, I missed that call, but I was in the shower. But we're arranging to talk. And she understood. She says, oh, okay. When I said I'll be available after the live, she said she's available the whole of tomorrow. So I should call her. That is a boundary. We can't talk today, but we can talk tomorrow. And I'm okay with it. But some of us don't know how to receive people's messages. When somebody is telling you, I can do this, I can't do that, respect it. Oh, hello, Miss Sage. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so, and then also preventing future conflicts. Good boundaries that are respected will stop resentment. Yes. If somebody knows your boundaries, then they'll respect it. But how do you expect them to know your boundaries when you don't tell them? You have to verbalize it, let people know. Yeah. So basically, this is what we've been talking about this morning. Boundaries. There's more to it than this, but I've touched on the highlights. If you came on late, you can go back and watch from the beginning. Then we dealt with, is it necessary to set boundaries? So this question means that if you don't set boundaries, what happens? Those are the negatives. And then here, we're talking about the benefits of setting those boundaries. Oops, I need some water. Wow. Can't believe I've talked for 45 minutes without drinking water. So yes, boundaries, parents should respect their kids should respect their parents. But in our community too, it would seem that the boundaries is only one way. You are taught to respect elders, but elders don't respect their kids. And sadly, well, even when you're a grown up, you get some of those things. Parents pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to control you or trying to manage you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We have this big problem saying no to people. It's so upsetting to them. It becomes a world war. World War II. Message says boundaries are important both at home and at work. It gives you your space. Yes. Like for me, even at work, people, I mean, there's different people, but for myself, I always speak up. If something is going to, I have an opinion on something, I'll voice it out. And you voice it out maturely, so it's taken and it's respected. And if you're not going to, something affects you at work and you won't speak up about it, but yet you'll go around making noise. So my boss is this, my boss is that, they are doing this to me at work. Did you speak up? They asked the question, who is able to do this, and a lot of people agreed. And it impacted you, but you didn't let them know. And so they carried out that particular thing. You sit back and you are aggrieved and you become petty and whining and moaning. You know that at workplaces, people who whine and moan, they start to affect people and morale and all that, all because you were brought up in a timid environment. Even though you've stepped out and come to live in the diaspora, you are still not figuring it out that you are on your own now. You need to set boundaries. You need to make rules for your life. Sister Joyce, the benefits of setting boundaries give us security, sense of control, confidence, assurance, willpower, bring focus, enhance our mental health, emotional well-being, avoid burnout. That is it exactly. Yes, some of these points we raised as we were talking today. So there you have it. And yeah, focus. It oh well, all the points that you made here, they are all here. Yeah, you gain a greater sense of yourself. Yes, independence. I mentioned independence. It's true. And then feeling of peace and safety. You feel at peace, you feel safe. I mean, you are your own person and you have to there's people who've latched onto you, maybe friends, and they think that in tree you say on it's like we become so attached at the hips that there's no separation. That is like lack of emotional boundaries. You're too so this person, they can't go anywhere without that friend. The one day that the friend will say, oh, I'm not able to join you on such and such, they get so upset, they get so frustrated. Yes. So, okay. I think we've dealt with most. Yes, learn to say no. That also is a thing. You feel empowered with practice. I said it earlier. Take it step by step. There are people also in our lives who are bullies. I mean, I'm using the term bullies loosely, but we have strong-minded personality. And if they happen to be your friend and, oh, let's go do this. Oh, why can't you do it? Oh, we're buying this cloth. Well, I don't have the money. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going off on you. You just look at them and I said, no, I can't do it today. Maybe another time. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Look, we've been raised a certain way, and it's time that we deprogram ourselves and relearn. Okay? If I was a closed-minded person, I wouldn't have gotten anything from what Sister Ajuodo wrote to me yesterday. But it got me thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to change something. What am I not doing? I'm missing the aspect of having a notebook and writing. So it's little things. If you are awakened, the little things nudges you and you go, let me rethink this. Okay. So yes, today we've been talking about boundaries. We've talked about whether it's necessary to set boundaries, and we've talked about benefits of setting boundaries. So at this stage, if anybody has any questions, they can ask them. But otherwise, we have a surprise. Yes. So, and it's important also to teach your children boundaries. You think that you're a parent, right? And you love your kids. You are raising them. But if your child is always crying constantly for your attention, sometimes it's okay to leave them to cry and settle themselves down. Don't be quick to run there, pacify them. Otherwise, they will not learn to manage their they'll not learn to manage themselves. That's a boundary. Sometimes we feel guilty because we tell ourselves, oh, you're a parent, so you're supposed to do this. Oh, the child is crying, go and, or even bedtime becomes a thing of boundary setting. You put them in bed, they come out. You go and put them there again. They come out, you put them in there again. Because if you allow them, oh, well, I'm tired, we should do whatever, the boundary is gone. Bedtime is not bedtime anymore. If you say go to bed, they know that they can come out and do whatever they want to do. Message says when you do not learn to say no, you will say yes to everything. And that can also be counterproductive. Thank you. You become a yes man in essence, right? So with our kids, that is the thing. You have to teach them also to be fighting their own battles. You don't jump in and do everything for them unless it's pretty serious. Like if your child is being bullied at school, certainly do something about that. But you equip them with the words necessary so that they can fight for themselves, speak up, stand up for themselves when situations arise. So build confident children. Tell them it's okay to say no to things that they don't want to do. Do I send you a message? Oh, please. She says setting boundaries helps you avoid any unhealthy attachments, including friendships, relationships, marriages, unnecessary competition. Thank you. So my co-host is not on. I'm waiting for Sister Ajodo to come on. I don't think Pastor Patience can make it today. So, but in the meantime, as I wait for Sister Ajoa to come on, if you think you have a question or you want to come and make some, where's my phone number? If you want to call in too, you can certainly do that. I'm trying to find the number, which is, oh, don't tell me I've deleted it. No. If you want to call in and share your opinion, it's 1780-984-6416. WhatsApp calls, please, as I wait for Sister Joa to come on. All right. I don't think there'll be many callers today. So basically, we've been here talking about boundaries. Boundaries are important because it guides the relationships you have with people around you. You have to learn to respect other people's boundaries, and they have to learn to respect yours. If your friend has told you that, oh, they are not available between this time and that time, don't call them disturbing them unless it's an emergency. Even then, I would send them a text and so I know you're not available between this time, but this is why I'm having to call you. So, and then they'll say, oh, okay, call then. Yes. So be respectful of people's boundaries. Sometimes when people tell you the boundaries, when people tell you what their boundaries are, you may feel, oh, but they live by it. You need to honor and respect it. Yes, we are a community that is given to not respecting people's boundaries. So we take over people's lives essentially, and we want to tell people how to live their lives, how to be, what they should do, and how to do it. But leave people to think for themselves because we've all been given mental faculties to use, and you can't go force yourself or your opinions on anybody. It doesn't make for any healthy living. Yes. Because this is why we have relationships where somebody is controlling somebody and thinking, you do this when I tell you to, you wear this, you wear that. That is not personal freedom. There's no liberty in that. So if you're any kind of situation like that, seek help. Seek help. Talk to well-meaning people. Don't go talk to those people who tell you that, oh, it's okay, it's nemusana, this and that. No, it is not okay. You are on this earth to live only once. And if somebody has taken you over, then you become their slave. You are a prisoner, you are property, you are a chattel. Where's the liberty? Where is your freedom? Who are you? Nobody knows who you are because somebody has taken you over and they are controlling you. So we don't know what your true opinions are on anything. Oh, hello, brother Ankara. How are you? Thanks for joining us. So yes, so we've talked about the boundaries, and then I've talked about what do you call it? Why is it necessary to set boundaries? So the things that happen if you don't set boundaries, there's many consequences to that. Yes, and we discussed that, and then we've talked about this is it. Is it necessary to set boundaries? If you don't, then the negative aspects come in, and then we've discussed the benefits of setting boundaries. So before we go, oh, okay, okay, okay. So, anyway, before we go, there's just a little surprise that I have, but unfortunately, the person that I'm trying to surprise is not able to be here today. It's my co-host, Mrs. Ya Boatima Boating Russell. Tomorrow is her birthday, so I thought that I should bring some friends on to come and, encourage, motivate, and bless her. And what I have to say is this. Ya has been with me since about May 2020. My first book came out in April 2020. And on the first live that I was doing, a bunch of ladies came on. And so they were commenting, and Ya was making a comment. And I said, oh, come on and come and make the comment. And so she just said to me, I'll come next week. She came the next week, and the rest has been history. Today is October 22nd. When we meet people like that, we tend to say, oh, she's with me, we're doing whatever. You take it just, you may take, I haven't taken it anyhow, but I bring myself to the awareness that not everybody will do this. Not everybody to commit themselves. Yes, there's been times that Ya has had to take breaks, or we both have taken breaks, but she's always been back on. So it's 2.5 years that she's been doing this. Your chrome for somebody could easily go to her and say, now why are you helping that sister? It's all about her, and what do you get from it? Does she pay you? Because for us, everything has to be the monetary value. But what I'm trying to say here is that people like that, when they are in your life, hold on to them. They are very precious. Yes, Yah will tell you that she has also learned something from me. But what I want to say is that, yeah, I appreciate your sacrifice, your coming on every time that you can come on, the insights that you share, and you've been a blessing to me, and I appreciate you. So I'm just saying all this to say happy birthday. I hope that everything, all your wishes, whatever you wish, God will do it for you. And may God bless you for may now I'm sitting here. May God bless you for all that you do, and may your future be bright. Whatever you wish for, may it come to pass. You've been a trooper. That's what I call her. You've been a trooper, and you never came for that book. So right now I'm going to say, don't make me mail it. So yeah, it's when she shares her story, I listen, and then we have similar stories. It's just uncanny that we have similar stories. But yeah, I really do appreciate you. I think Sister Ajua too is not able to. Oh, come on. She's trying, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you are watching somewhere or not, but if if you are watching, then this is it. This is your um your companion in what do you call it, crime, saying that you've been a trooper, and I bless you from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. It's not, sometimes we need to sacrifice for people, and we take for granted what sacrifice is, but this is one of them. Why should somebody just waste their time, come and sit on a program with you and be talking and talking and talking? But Yah has done it since May 2020. So God bless you. Yes, I don't know if I should sing. Okay, I'll sing. Yeah, this is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you now. 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 We have a family, right? We have a family in the city here, and they have 3 kids. So we know each other's birthdays. And when it's anybody's birthday, whether on our side or on theirs, we call, and the kids will go, yeah, are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? But I'll stop it right here. So if you come and you listen to this is me, Auntie Yaa'S for that Tobra, saying that I thank you so, so much from the bottom of my heart. Take care of yourself. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. I really do appreciate you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.